if I can request Naomi from CTV to ask your question first.
Thank you, Your Holiness. You talk about a message of peace. I know in there was love, not hate. How do you want to do that amidst so much hatred right now?
I talk about message of peace and?
You're hoping to spread a message of peace. I know there's a lot of initiatives that have been done in Canada, meet a Muslim family.
Still there's too much echo.
Too much echo?
Turn down a little.
How do you propose spreading a message of peace amongst...
I think it's better to speak without the microphone. That would be better.
How do you propose spreading a message of peace amongst so much hatred in the world right now?
Hatred against whom? Muslims. You see, whatever these groups are doing, it is all against the teaching of Islam. So we follow the Holy Quran. And there has never been any commandment which says you commit such type of brutalities, which is being done by Muslims. Beheading is never permissible. Suicide bombing is not permitted. Killing of a person without any reason is akin to the killing of the whole world. That is what Quran says. So I don't know where from they had this teaching, what they are practicing. So this is why we Ahmadis have been spreading the message, the true message of Islam from the Holy Quran, not from anywhere else, and from the practice of the Holy Prophet of Islam. We are trying our level best to spread this message all across the world that this is the true teaching, and those who have some knowledge or little knowledge of Islam, even from among media, they know they have asked so many questions from these groups or the individuals who have joined these groups, that what you are doing is not the teaching of Islam. So they say we don't know what the teaching of Islam is, but whatever we have been commanded, asked by our High Command, we are doing it.
The next question, if I can go to Travis from CP24.
Thank you, Your Holiness, for answering my question. As of tomorrow, the United States election is 1 month away. The outcome of this election will affect the world. It's been a very polarizing campaign and ignited a lot of racial and religious tensions. Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, saying that if he was elected, he would ban all Muslims for a time. What are your thoughts on that, and are you backing a specific candidate?
Let him win, then I can answer. You see, what will he do with those Muslims who are living in America, in the United States? You see, they're all, political issues or some election tactics. I don't think if he is elected, he would do whatever he's saying.
Again, I would like to remind everybody, please put your personal devices away. If you're recording with you using your personal device, please put your personal devices away. Next question, we will go to the Toronto Star.
My name is Hina, and I was wondering, what is the importance of Muslim leadership at this time?
What is the importance of Muslim leadership among the whole Muslim Ummah? You see, at this stage, there are so many militant groups who have emerged, with their own vested interests. And for last so many years, they are committing too much brutalities to their own people within the Muslim countries and outside the Muslim world as well. So the leadership, the need of the leadership is quite obvious, that Muslim Ummah needs somebody who can guide them on the right path, right? And as far as the religion is concerned, it was prophesied and foretold by the founder of Islam that in the latter days, the time would come when Muslim will forget the true teachings of Islam. And at that time, a person will appear who will be the guided one by the God Almighty, and also with the title of Messiah. So we believe there were so many signs foretold by the Holy Prophet of Islam, and that signs have also been fulfilled. We believe that that person has appeared. He claimed almost more than 100 years ago, and after his demise, his successorship is continuing. And the only solution, as far as I am concerned, or any religious person or anybody who knows the true teaching of Islam, that the only solution for all this disturbance in the Muslim world, and because of that, other parts of the world, is that they accept that person who has come from the God Almighty, according to the prophecy of the Holy Prophet of Islam. And we am the belief that one day, by the grace of Allah, people would know that what are the true teachings of Islam, and the majority of the people will join this community so that absolute peace and justice is established.
Thank you. We'll go to our next question. It's Mississauga News and Brampton Guardian.
My question is, you rarely come to Canada, but today you are here in Peel region, Mississauga, Brampton. Is there any particular reason you came here today, and how you feeling?
Is there anybody? Please repeat your question.
I said you rarely actually come
Yes,
to...
yes, then.
Right. But today, is there any particular reason you came to Canada and then Mississauga, especially Brampton, and how are you feeling here?
You see, this is my fourth or fifth visit, I think, to Canada. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Canada is celebrating their 50th anniversary. Almost 50 years ago, the community was started here, and now it is, by the grace of Allah, well established. And they are holding their annual convention. Every year they hold their annual convention. But this year is with special reference to their 50th anniversary. This is why they asked me to come this year and address the audience, the community members. So this is the only reason why I'm here. And here in Mississauga, because they could not get any, spacious place where the whole of the function could be accommodated and arranged. So this is why They hired some halls here, and every year they are hiring hall here, and they hold their annual convention here. So this is one of the reasons why I am here. And today is Friday. On every Friday, I deliver sermon addressed to my community members, and that is listened to all across the world through our television channel in different languages. So this is the reason.
Just give it to Janella. City News.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I know the Ahmadi Jamaat lives by the motto, the words, love for all, hatred for none. How important is it to really spread that message in today's society? And I'm a little late, so I hope I'm not repeating a question that was asked.
How we are spreading this message of love for all, hatred for
How
none?
important is it?
Pardon?
How important is it to
How
really
important it
spread
is?
that message?
So I think it is quite obvious for everybody that how important this is in today's, situation where there are so many atrocities, brutalities are being committed by Muslim groups, although they do not represent the Muslim Ummah. This is a small majority. Small minority, small group. Daesh is only, it is said, their membership is only up to 30,000. And some other groups also having some few thousand members as compared to the total population of Muslim Ummah. This is just a small number. But the nation's value of these people is too much. They can create havoc anywhere they like by suicide bombing and other, brutal actions. So in this age, the message, love for all and hatred for none, is the message to be spread all across the world. Not only by Muslims, but by everybody. We need to develop love among each other. We need to live harmoniously, peacefully. We need to discharge our duties we owe to each other. And that is the message. Why we have created this slogan? Because the founder of the Ahmadi community said that the teaching of Islam, if you want to say in two sentences the teaching of this teaching of Islam, or you can summarize the teaching of Holy Quran, that is, you discharge your duty towards your Creator, and you discharge your duties towards your fellow beings. So, if you do this thing, then everything will be okay. And if Muslims understand this thing, I don't think the world will raise their finger towards them that they are extremists, they are cruel, they are this and that.
So if we could just come to Naomi, she had a follow-up, and then from
I was reading in your bio that you can't practice Ahmadiyya Muslim in Pakistan, which is hard to believe here in Canada. We're a very diverse, multicultural country. How do you feel when you come to Canada? What do you think of Canada? And
See, since I was elected to this office, I am not living in Pakistan, but in the UK, in London. So there also, there's freedom of religion. What we believe, we practice, we profess. So in all the Western world, or all those countries who have well-established democracy. There is a freedom of religion and freedom of all type of freedom, right? So there's nothing new when I come to Canada. I'm already used to it because for last 13 years I'm living in the UK. I've been traveling to other European countries, to other, even Australia and other countries. So everywhere I feel free because I can preach what I practice, I can profess, and the same with Canada. I'm happy that Canada is multicultural and multi-ethnic country, and here you have the freedom of religion and freedom of speech and freedom of whatever you like.
Do you like coming to Canada? Do you enjoy your visit?
Yes, I enjoy. I do enjoy whenever I come.
Sure. Hazrat, you had allocated 30 minutes. The time has passed, but if you permit.
30 minutes have passed? Acha? Acha, if somebody asks one.
So I would like to know, as we all see you at a very prominent Muslim place, I would like to know that what would you recommend, two main points for the Muslims to regain their position as a global responsible citizen, and what are the two main points which are the reason for their deterioration into the whole global world? Thank you.
Two main points.
For Muslims to reform, and the two reasons why there is such a bad state in the Muslim world,
Why there's
such a deteriorating state.
You see, because for the Muslim world is, if they follow the true teaching of Islam, or they follow the teaching of the Holy Quran, they can change themselves. You see, because, you see, the clerics or so-called extremist mullahs, I don't know, you know mullah or not, they have actually misconstrued the true teaching of the Holy Quran. And most of the Muslim Ummah is just ignorant of the true teaching. They do not read the Holy Quran, they do not read the commentaries. Even there were quite a number of scholars in the past who wrote detailed commentary of the Holy Quran. And never in their commentary this has been mentioned that you commit such type of brutalities. So the first thing is to reform the clerics, right? Then there will be peace. One action was taken in the past by Ataturk in Turkey, when he took all these notorious clerics and sank them in the middle of the sea. Yes? So until and unless governments take any harsh and hard step against them, they cannot be reformed, because they are the people who are giving wrong teaching of Islam and inciting the people to commit all sort of nonsense. Okay.
Thank you. I'm just going to give it to the Toronto Star, and then it'll be Travis.
So what
How much more time you need? Achha, okay. Now 30 minutes have passed, right? Okay, last question.
What efforts is the Ahmadiyya community taking to combat terrorism?
Pardon?
What efforts is the Ahmadiyya committee taking to combat terrorism?
What efforts is the Ahmadiyya community doing to combat and stop terrorism?
Stop extremism. You see, we don't have any power. I mean, we cannot take any physical action against them. Whatever we can do is to preach the true teaching of Islam. And those people who realize from among Muslim Ummah, those who realize that whatever we are saying is right and true teaching of Islam, they either understand it and they sometimes become the ambassador of the community, or they come to join us. So it's a slow process, but we hope, as I have already said, one day, ultimately, we shall win the hearts of the people, and then these brutalities will be stopped. So it needs some determination. We are very much determined. We are not going to give up our task. You see, the one man who claimed to reform the Muslim and the world at large, he was a single man in a small town of India. And almost 108 years ago, when he passed away, after 90 years of his claim, 20 years, that one man was 400,000. And now we are in almost 209 countries of the world. In Africa, we are in millions. Every year, hundreds and thousands of people are joining us. So this is how we are progressing, and this is how we hope to overcome this situation. Right? It's a slow process, but this is how religious communities develop. For 300 years, Christianity did not spread until the king accepted Christianity. And it is also the prophecy of the founder of Ahmadiyya community. Then 300 years will not pass before you say the majority of the people will be in the fold of Ahmadiyyat by the grace of Allah. And that is we hope and do. And inshallah, not only hope, we are quite optimistic in this regard. Okay? Assalamu alaikum.